coming down the back straight. I think he can unleash a powerful finish, and I think he just represents nice value around the 340. 7 Poor Vortex, where the money's come from. He's a greyhound that hasn't been racing with a lot of luck, but he's got plenty of ability. He might be ahead of Zipping Hopkins in the run for the first half of the race, and that could hold him in a good stead with a couple of tearaway leaders here. 2 Stormy Days, going to be a speed factor early. 8 Ethanol Volume will be a get-back run home type. We'll see how Stormy Day goes with Jason Adams having the handler down there.
It can be a bit hit or miss at times. Yep. So what's the feeling like tonight?
He hits it tonight. Let's just hope he hits it and just gets a good lead and gets on the bunny. That's all I want him to do. So he can just show him up the back what he can do. But yeah.
That's key, and very good at Sandown in his last start. Brooke Ennis, you got Emron Tiger to begin a bit better earlier tonight. Can you do the same with this lad, Zipping Hopkins?
No chance, no chance. No, look, I think probably his best bet tonight is to maybe miss it, a couple of lengths. There's a bit of speed in the race and let them get in front, and then he can do his best work in behind.
100%, he'll be getting home hard. Don't worry about that. It's Andrea Daly with Ethanol Volume. We haven't seen him for a month, so what's he been up to at home?
No, he's had a bit of time off. First start back, so hopefully he goes all right.
And just quickly, everything seems fine with Ethanol Water?
Yes, yeah, she seems to be fine. So, yeah, see you in the morning.
Good stuff. Good luck with him.
Thank you.
Andrew Daly there with Ethanol Volume. First up for a month, boys, but of course a lot of X factor here surrounds Stormy Day and his ability to spear straight to the front.
Happy as Larry, Group 1 winning trainer tonight, pouring a bit of cold water on Zipping Hopkins. On top for you, Nath.
Yeah, one of my better bets of the night. I think he'll just flop out, drop to the fence, make the right moves as he has throughout his career, and he'll be charging home late. So just a matter of getting through the catching pen and pinching a few positions, because he's got no box speed at all. He will be last on the box rise. Thought 7 Poor Vortex was a main danger. Greyhound's got plenty of upside. I think he can get into a striking position going through the corner the first time. I don't think he's badly drawn out wide either, so I'll put him in for second. Number 2, Stormy Day into third. Greyhound's got plenty of speed and upside. If he can find a cheap lead, he can run a cheeky race. And number 8, Ethanol Volume, first up for a month, will be charging late. 5, 7, 2 and 8. Heat number 8 of the Australian Cup.
The final heat up to James.
Up through his gears in the latter part of the race. They're moving in. Just about set now, boys. Race 11. And the favourite, the slow beginning, Zipping Hopkins in 5. Last chance to qualify for the semis. They're set. And he missed it, Zipping Hopkins. Away well, patability from the inside. Straight through to lead, Stormy Day. And out fast, Poor Kramer. Getting through to midfield, Poor Vortex. Zipping Hopkins to the outside. Now he's into prime position. Moving to the outside, running on strongly. A break then to Stormy Day. Van Wyck, Ethanol Volumes back at the end with Hoodat Shanlin. As they leave the back, patability serves it up to Poor Kramer, but Zipping Hopkins, he's smoking up to them on the outside. Now he canters into his work, takes the lead, and the favourite's going to win the last heat of the Australian Cup. Zipping Hopkins by a length and a half. Hoodat Shanlin thumps into second placing, then patability from Poor Vortex, Stormy Day. Last few in, Van Wyck with Poor Kramer, and Ethanol Volume, I should say, back at the end. 30 and 22 for Zipping Hopkins.
Really good night for the Ennis camp, and Brooke, Zipping Hopkins. It's always a tough watch, isn't it? But he settled a bit closer than what he normally did.
Yeah, he did. He didn't look like he was going to come out. His tail was out the back of the boxes.
I saw that. What were you thinking?
I just don't worry about it anymore, to be honest. You can't worry too much about him. But I actually thought it was a really tough run. He copped a couple of checks, turning for home past the 600s, and he's just such a great race dog. He's brave, he's tough, and he's just a gun chaser. He's such a pleasure to have.
He's awesome to watch, and obviously progresses now to semi-finals next week, where if he bombs out, is it in all likelihood nominated for the Rookie Rebel in the last week?
Yeah, that's definitely the plan. Obviously, you've got to go for the Australian Cup Series, and we've been lucky enough to make it through to next week, and if that doesn't go to plan, the Rookie Rebel's definitely on the cards.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Brooke Ennis there after the win of Zipping Hopkins in the 8th and final heat of the Australian Cup.
Got on your patch, 5, 4, 1 and 7, 30.197 was the run. Zipping Hopkins too strong, too good late, and things worked out perfectly. Just flopping out to the back, how yourself and how Brooke wanted it to happen, and it worked out.
That's what he does, and it's not a formula that I gravitate towards. I'm really big on speed maps and trying to find the leaders and the dogs that are going to be well positioned. Now, with a dog like him, you've got to map him being last, and then you've got to rely on a little bit of luck. But I thought with the pace going on in that race, he was able, as we touched on pre-race, to go from last at the post the first time to getting through to fourth by the time they come out of the catching pen. And then he's a smart animal that's been able to manoeuvre his way through a field throughout his career. So no surprise to see him do that.
That's a sensational pickup from our Top Cat team. I'm not sure if you saw that, Nath, but Zipping Hopkins had his tail hanging out the back of the boxes.
That's just him. And it's not a common occurrence to see greyhounds have their tail and then they hear the lure and they stand back up and get in position. So it'd be like a horse in a barrier that wants to sit back on the barrier, and then as they, go to open, they come out. So it doesn't help his box manners. His box manners are terrible. If you're ever going to do a speed map or look at a race when Zipping Hopkins is in, map him to be out the back. And all you need is a little bit of carnage up front and know that he's going to pick his right way through a field. And he did that tonight because he had the decision to go underneath, which he pitched the cheap seats going through the corner the first time. But then as he come out of the catching pen, he made the right move by going to the outside, built momentum, wound him up at the 600 boxes and copped a good bump from poor Vortex, straightening for home, but he was able to balance up and then forge on through the line.
2 from 2, best bets for Nathan Rooney. Take a bow.
This man's a genius.
Where was my tab,
absolute genius?
Double there? We get a Jason Adams one. I'll be on the Gretchy during the week and say, what's the go there, Gretch?
Would have lost too much. Zipping Hopkins over Hudak Shanlin, really good for second, and Pat Ability off the inside draws, run really well to get into a place with a bit of luck too, it might be said. 5:08 the first section, margins 1.5 by 1 length. Good night for the Ennis camp. Brooke and Jamie.
Great
Fantastic.
night. And I didn't catch that vision about Zipping Hopkins with his tail out. Yeah, get it back up.
Have another look
at this because
Zipping
people like
Hopkins.
me are selfish and want to see it for myself, even though the rest of you guys have already seen it. But I was behind the boxes looking at that, seeing his tail out. And if that happened in the Tem Lee to one of those runners, you're thinking, oh, gee, we'll see how he comes out. But with him, it just didn't matter. In all likelihood, he could have timed the start. We're going bang. Have a look at this.
Yeah, but
it's hanging out. What a clumsy boy.
Yeah, but you don't know that as time goes on, as the lure rolls forward, Jace, what typically happens is the dogs then stand up. So his initial reaction to go in the box is to sit at the back of the boxes. And then as the lure comes up and the noise comes up, they roll forward. And that's the beauty of the roller door backs is their tail isn't jammed or under any pressure there. They wouldn't know it's hanging out the back.
Don't be out there thinking it's jammed or it's jammed. It'd be the lightest feather of all time.
And as soon as and we have the ability of broadcasting from behind the boxes at times. And as the lure comes up, you can hear ting, and it's that dog that sat back on the boxes with his tail out that's decided to stand up. That moment before the lids open. So he's all about timing, but I don't care if he stands perfectly at the front or sits at the back of the boxes. He's always going to be last. You know where he's going to be.
So, Nath, he's done that before.
I would imagine, and we'll follow it next week and through the carnival. Yeah. And you can see it from when you do an interview and go behind the boxes, Jace. He would do that every week. That wouldn't be.
So is there a possibility that for this greyhound to not feel the lid on his tail, that's a bit abnormal and maybe something's not right?
Well, I think even if you put him in and held him forward and closed the lids, his natural reaction is going to be sit at the back of the boxes. That's just what he does. He's just a creature of habit. And I know with this dog, it wouldn't matter what you'd done with him or what Jamie and Brooke had done with him or what previous breakers and owners and trainers have done with him. He's just a bad box dog.
That's his Palawa King. He chooses to do that.
He literally just...
They choose to do that.
Yep.
One's all that bad like that, consistently.
Because you can't be that bad consistently.
No.
And you wouldn't be in a care of a Group 1 trainer if, they couldn't fix that or help that issue. That is just him, and they know that's him, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. And sometimes that there is better for him, that he lets the race unfold like we talk about stayers to pick his path, than coming out mid-pack and just
assess the situation.
Yeah, he's that's his racing pattern. He's a get-back, run-home type. He's Chautauqua. And he got the job done for followers tonight.
Now, Lanfranco, the Group 1 winner for the Ennis camp out of the Zoom top tonight, named after, any idea?
Is it a marathon runner of some sort?
Is it? Oh, it is, is it?
It might be, yeah, it might be. I know they have another one named after a marathon runner.
Let me find out right now.
There
was one. Oh, that was...
Yeah, you know the one.
It wasn't Kipchoge or something, wasn't it? No.
Kiptum? Kiptum's the one.
That was the one.
And he come through at the same time as Lanfranco and he had the same no pace. And Jamie said to me, he goes, he want to stay because he's got no